Alright, baby, let's ride. I've seen videos on YouTube of motovloggers doing lists. You know, lists like 10 things about this or 5 things about that, so on and so forth. And I thought to myself, hey, maybe I could do one of those videos just for fun. Yeah. So here's my take on it. For my first attempt, I have decided on the following topic: 5 things to consider when getting your commuter bike. So that's 5 things to consider when getting your commuter bike. And by commuter bike, I mean a small displacement bike ranging from 100cc to 200cc. Well, alright, well, maybe we can bump it up to 300cc. So from 100cc to 300cc. But that's, I think, rather pushing it. 300cc is somewhat of a big bike already. But hey, let's include that in the list. Now, you might say people use big bikes all the time to commute, say to and from work and to do errands and stuff. And I suppose you're right. I suppose you have a point. I mean, that's particularly true in other countries like, say, the US or Canada. But here in the Philippines, that's more of an exception rather than the rule, my opinion. I mean, if you look through the videos that I've been making, you would have noticed that majority of the bikes that you see on the road are small bikes, small underbones, small scooters. Here in the Philippines, it's pretty much small displacement bike for a commuter bike. Makes sense, particularly when you consider how terrible the traffic here is. But if you want to use a big bike as your commuter bike, well, that's on you. If you think your body can take it, still have enough energy for work and errands and stuff, well, that's good. Go for it. It's all good, man. It's all good. I mean, it's your decision to make, but my opinion, for a commuter bike, a small displacement bike is the way to go, particularly here in the metro, here in Metro Manila, and I suppose in the other parts of the country as well. So, yeah. Now, I suppose many of the items on the list that I'm about to talk about are common sense. At least they're common sense to me. Could be because of the years that I have been riding. It's become common sense to me. And you know what they say about common sense these days? It's kind of a rarity. So I suppose this kind of list will be helpful, particularly to new riders. So here goes. 5 things to consider when getting your commuter bike. And number 1, in my opinion, is cost. You know, your budget. And I don't just mean the cost or price of the bike itself, but also maintenance and repair costs. Now, granted, for many bikes, this is particularly true for new bikes. Maintenance simply involves oil change, filter change, adjustments of the drive chain, and so on. So, not so much in terms of costs, but since it's your commuter bike, you'll be using it every day. You'll never know what happens. And it's always good to have enough money to have your bike maintained and repaired. I mean, it's your workhorse, and it won't be much of a workhorse if you can't even afford to keep it in running condition, right? Yeah. Number 2 on my list, it's somewhat related to number 1, and that's fuel efficiency. How efficient is the bike? That's something that you should really consider. How many kilometers to a liter will the bike give you? It's quite common for a small displacement bike to give you around 25 kilometers to a liter, up to 35 kilometers to a liter. Some are even capable of giving you 40 to 50 or even 60 kilometers to a liter, and a few are even capable of giving you more. So that's something to consider. Choose, make the right choice, and your wallet will be thanking you in the long run. Yeah. Number 3, reliability. How reliable is the bike? You'll be using it every day. It won't really make any sense if the bike breaks down on you. It won't be much of a commuter bike if it's always in the shop. So, choose one that is reliable, one that you can just use and use and use and not have to worry about it breaking down on you, not have to worry about any issues. It pays to ask around, go to bike shops, talk to the mechanics, ask which bikes are often taken in to be repaired or maintained, which bikes have performance issues, handling issues, and all that. Yeah. Number 4, aesthetics. How does the bike look to you? Do you love the looks of the bike? Going for one that you love the looks of makes sense. It's very important, at least in my opinion. I mean, you'll be using the bike every day. It's a commuter bike. You'll be seeing it day in, day out. If you don't like the looks of the bike, I doubt you'll have fun using the bike. And if you don't have fun using the bike, you won't be using it for long. So it won't be much of a commuter bike, is it? Yeah. So get one that you like the looks of. At least, in my opinion, that's very important. And it also have the added benefit of safety. I mean, if you really love the looks of the bike, you'll be extra careful when riding it on the road so as not to scratch it up or damage it in any way. So that means riding safely, riding carefully. Yeah. And the last thing on my list, somewhat related to number 4, aesthetics, and that's availability of accessories. How available are the accessories for the bike? Are there any accessories that are available for the bike at all? And that's on this list because it's very important in terms of enjoying your ride. If there are accessories, you'll be buying them, you'll be installing them on your bike, you'll have more fun, and you'll be using your bike more. It won't just be a commute, it'll be an experience that you'll be having. It's not something that you just have to go through because you have to go to work or you have to get home to do stuff, but the ride itself will be quite enjoyable if you love the bike, if you love the looks of the bike, and accessories are definitely important in that, with my opinion. Yeah. Now, granted, if you're not one that's really into accessorizing or customizing your bike, you can just ignore this item on the list then. But it's been my experience that for many people, for many riders, being able to accessorize their ride is quite important. So I've included that in this list. Yeah. So that's it. My 5 things to consider when getting your commuter bike. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm sure someone out there will disagree. But hey, it's your ride. It's your choice. You decide on what your bike is. So that's it for now. Until next time, keep on riding on, baby.